Hello, it is Jack from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you everything Pokemon. And today I've decided, since Joe did an analysis on the Pyroar deck a couple of days ago, I thought I'd give the deck a whirl myself. As you can see, I haven't had any wins with it, so I've only just made the deck. I have altered the list a little bit, just because I prefer a couple of cards to how his list was. But we'll find out whether which list I guess was better. And I'm just going to try and get perhaps 2 or 3 games just to see how the deck does overall. Now, I'm considering actually playing this for sure on Regionals, which is on the 21st of December, which both me and Joe are heading to. Looks like he's going to get a mulligan. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to be playing against. But yeah, I'm considering playing this for sure on Regionals. I haven't tested the deck too much, but from what I have tested with it, just playing over Skype and things like that, I do really enjoy the deck. It's a lot of fun, and it looks like we might actually have a Pyroar mirror match here, so this could be interesting. I've never tried the mirror match. So he's going to start Litleo, and I've got the Seismitoad and the Litleo. I think I'm actually just going to attach the fire. I know I've got an N, and I'm definitely going to use that N to be able to grab another 6 cards, but I didn't want to risk not getting the energy. It looks like we didn't get the energy. So I'm going to bench that second Litleo, and I'm going to attach the Muscle Band this turn, even though we're not attacking, just in case he manages to get a Seismitoad of his own out if he plays them, locking me out of trainers. And I'm also going to do the same, grabbing that N with the VS Seeker, just in case he locks me out of trainers next turn as well. And then I'm just going to pass the turn, see what he can do. But yeah, I haven't actually tried the Pyroar Mirror, so this will be really interesting. But yeah, as I said, I'm really considering using this for sure on Regionals. From what I understand, from what I've tested so far, the deck is a lot of fun, and can really do well against sort of the big four. Big four being Donphan, sort of straight Seismitoad, Virgin, and Yveltal. Obviously, all but Donphan of those actually primarily use basic attackers, which is blocked by Pyroar's ability. So it's a really nice deck against the top 4 at the moment. Donphan is probably one of its hardest matchups, but as you saw in Joe's list, and like I say, our lists are pretty similar. We do have things to deal with the Donphan matchup overall, like the 3 Lysander and the copy of the new. I think it's not Intimidating Mane, because that's the one that prevents basic Pokemon doing damage. I can't remember the ability. The one that which lets you discard an energy attached to Pyroar and then catch something up. So he's used 2 Battle Compressors, getting rid of 4 Charizard EX, so perhaps he was playing more of a Charizard EX build than the Pyroar build, maybe only a 2/2 Pyroar or something like that. There's the 3rd Litleo, so he could be playing a really thick Pokemon line here, especially with those 4 Charizard EXs. I know Charlie Powell's list, someone who did really well with the deck. I'm pretty sure it was Manchester Regionals as well. I know he ran 1 Charizard in his list, but from what I understand, he didn't really feel the Charizard was all that useful. Didn't really put in too much work for the deck, especially with that extra slot being taken up. He'd rather a consistency card or another attacker. So I'm pretty sure that's why Joe decided to take that Charizard out and perhaps run another VS Seeker or something like that. He's going to get a Keldeo down and just leave us to go ahead, and I'm going to go for the N. I know he's going to get another sort of built-up hand, but I really want that energy just to be able to start Quaking Punching this turn, locking his trainers. And I can't see him getting a Seismitoad next turn, but again, I'm just going to do the same and get as many of these trainers out of my hand just in case he does. I know I'm going to be going for the computer search to grab a Juniper next turn, so it's just sort of preparing me for next turn, just in case he does manage to get a Seismitoad into play. We are going to be able to knock out the Litleo since Seismitoad does have weakness on the Litleo, so we're going 1 prize ahead pretty early on. And obviously the Quaking Punch locking him out of trainers. It looks like he's going to get the DCE onto the Litleo, so all he needs is a Pyroar now to be able to prevent us from doing any damage to him. But he's actually going to rush in, which makes me think he probably missed the Pyroar. Yeah, and he's just going to pass it over. That being the case, I think I'm going to go for the enhanced hammer on the DCE, just so he does have to attach the the double colourless again next turn, unless he has a way of getting a blacksmith or something like that. And we could blacksmith ourselves to get one energy on, but I feel like we'd probably be better off. No, I'm going to go for that blacksmith just to get that one energy. I don't really want to end him, and there's no real reason for me to end personally, considering I'm doing 50 damage with the Quaking Punch no matter what, and locking him out of trainers. So perhaps a questionable play there, but I know I've still got an end for next turn, so I'm feeling okay about that. He's actually just going to attach and pass, which is not nice at all. Knowing that he's got a pretty weak hand, I think we're going to go through 3 of our ends here, but I think I'm going to Juniper, discarding those 2 ends and the VS Seeker, simply because I know he's got not too strong of a hand at the moment, and therefore I think it's a better idea to be able to sort of leave him with a hand that he can't really do much with. We do get both of the Pyroars, and I can now check it's Flare Command, the ability that lets you discard a fire energy attached to Pyroar and then catch something up. So I'm actually going to attach a Muscle Band onto the Pyroar. As you can see, one of the changes we made was I do run Mewtwo EX, simply because I don't dislike the Tornadus that Joe runs, but I haven't tried it with Mewtwo or Tornadus, so I thought I'd give the Mewtwo a go. I could attach the Pyroar and get another attacker set up, but I'm actually going to attach this Pyroar and then use the Flare Command ability to take out that Litleo on the bench, meaning that he's got no energy in play anymore. So he's going to struggle to get anything set up in one turn. I mean, with the use of Blacksmith and DC, he's actually going to scoop the game. So we do take the first game against another Pyroar. So that was a pretty interesting matchup. I'm guessing his draws weren't the best, but that being said, it was still a pretty tough match, just because I'm not too familiar with the deck. So we're going to go for another game. I'm going to try and get probably 2 or 3 games in, depending on how long they are. If they're all that short, maybe we'll definitely be able to fit 3 in. But it looks like we're playing. That's a fire, a lightning, and a water. So perhaps the Outragers or something like that, or with Donphan or something like that. So if the prediction is correct, we may get to see how Pyroar deals with Donphan, and how the Flare Command ability and the 3 Lysandre actually come into play when taking on what's debatably the best deck in the format at the moment. I know a lot of people, it's been seeing a lot of success, and it's just so consistent. It can do such high damage, and it doesn't really have any particularly weak matchups. Looks like he's deciding whether to go first or second. He's taking his time about it, so nothing really we can do. He's decided to go first. We do get 3 Litleos to start with, so it looks like I'm hoping he's going to be able to win us. That would be nice. I'm only going to bench one of these Litleos when it lets me, just because I don't really feel like we need 3 down straight away, and it's just another card we'll be able to Ultra Ball if we want to. He's got a Timpole and 2 Reshiram EX and a Reshiram. That's interesting. And now a Dragonite EX. This is quite an odd deck. Okay. He's going to attach an Eviolite, and looks like he's going to pass, maybe. Yep. So we're going to draw. We draw another Ultra Ball. So we're getting a lot of duplicates at the moment, but that's not too worrying. I'm just going to pass here. We can't attack with Litleo. I'm not feeling too threatened by that Reshiram at the moment, especially as we can evolve into Pyro next turn, preventing him doing any damage to us with any of the Pokemon on the board at the moment. He's going to go for the Crushing Hammer to try and get that energy off, and he does indeed get the heads, meaning that we are obviously a turn behind, but the deck doesn't mind getting energy in the discard too much, because Blacksmith can pick up the energy again. We're going to Enhance Hammer that Plasma Energy off just because I can, just to prevent him being able to Outrage without getting a double colourless next turn. I'm going to evolve into the Pyroar, and I think we're just going to pass. I don't want to I don't know about getting rid of too much of the hand at the moment. But I may Ultra Ball next turn for another Pyroar or something like that, depending on what we top deck. We get the switch, so I'm gonna go for the Ultra Ball on a switch and probably the Litleo, just to grab another Pyroar. Oh, actually, maybe the Jirachi would be a better play here, because it's gonna mean we can get a supporter down. Yet we will Stellar Guidance, and there are 2 Ultra Balls in the hand, but I'm still going to go for that N, the Juniper, sorry. As you see, one of the main differences, Joe ran a Sacred Ash, whereas I'm actually running a Lysander's Trump card. I personally prefer Trump card over Sacred Ash, especially as Seismitoad is around a lot at the moment, meaning that sometimes it's not always the best idea to sort of run trainers over supporters, though I can completely understand why Sacred Ash is being played as well. I'm going to attach the Muscle Band and the Fire to Seismitoad, and I'm debating benching the Mewtwo. I think I'm going to leave it in the hand for now, and then just pass it there. He's down to a 1-card hand, so I'm feeling okay about what we've got at the moment. I'm going to attach the Pyroar and actually Blacksmith, grabbing that other energy and attaching it to the Pyroar, just so on an energy next turn we will have the ability to attack. Like I say, I know I've got the N, and I know I could get I could use the N next turn to get another sort of card or two, but it looks like he's struggling at the moment, considering he's only got a 1-card hand. We top deck the Juniper, so I'm going to throw that Mewtwo down, just so we've got another attacker on the board, and then Juniper away the N and the Enhanced Hammer, getting ourselves some pretty nice cards. I'm going to attach the Muscle Bands to both the Pyro and the Mewtwo, and then I'll attach the DC to the Pyro and just Scorched Fang for 60 damage because of that Eviolite. And then we've got enough energy to be able to discard one next turn as well. He's going to attach to the Dragonite and pass. Here I think I'm going to evolve into the other Pyro, and then attach the double colourless to the Mewtwo. I could VS Seeker here for an N or a Juniper, or I could computer search. There's nothing I really need with computer search, so well, there's not anything I need, but I can't think of anything that I'm going to directly need, so I may just computer search for a Juniper instead of Lysander. VS Seekering for one. But it gives me an opportunity to look through the deck and see what we've got. So yeah, I'm going to grab that last Juniper in the deck and play it for a nice new 7 cards. We do indeed have the switch, so I could switch into the Mewtwo and take out the Reshiram that way. But the only thing that can actually do damage on his board to us at the Pyro at the moment is the War Turtle, which has no energy on it, and is going to take 3 energy to actually be doing any damage. So I'm okay with leaving this Pyro active, discarding one of the fire energies to be able to knock out that Reshiram, taking our first prize. We're going to get an N off the prizes and see what he goes into. Look, I would probably... I know that War Turtle has... I think that War Turtle have a... Yeah, it's paralysis. So I would probably send that up. And sort of... Oh, he's saying something. Didn't quite read that. I think he's complaining about me taking a little bit longer time-wise, but I don't really feel I've been taking time, all of that. Well, taking my time too much at all. Definitely not stalling. He's gonna Skylar for a head ringer on the Jirachi, and if that's the case, if he thinks we're taking up too much time, I'm simply just going to attach the energy and Scorched Fang, discarding that fire, taking another prize on the War Turtle, knocking the War Turtle out, and letting him bring something else up. He's going to send up the Timpole and Great Ball for a White Kirami X. He's going to bench that and pass. I think we've got 2 fires in the discard, so I'm going to Blacksmith, getting both of those fires and attaching them to Pyroar on the bench. I'm going to attach a fire to the active, just so we have the ability to discard one next turn, though we don't need to take out this Timpole. And we're going to grab another prize, getting another N. So I'm holding in these Ns at the moment. I've also got that Lysander, so I can capture up anything that I don't particularly like, if there's anything in the active that is going to be a threat. He's going to go for a Crushing Hammer and get a Tails. Probably was going to go for that DCE. But it looks like we're going to... I'm going to attach the double colourless to the Pyroar, I think. And Scorched Fang, I'm going to discard the energy, because I know we've got energy in the hand to be able to attach next turn, doing 110 damage. He's going to draw a whole host of cards with Battle Reporter, which I think draw cards until you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent. So he's going to get, I think it was about 8 cards there, and then going to Jet Sonic, but not be able to do any damage because of the intimidating main ability. I'm going to bench down the Litleo, and again, we don't actually need to attach an energy to the active, so I'm just going to attach an energy to the bench to Mewtwo, building that thing up for a big attack at the end. And he's actually going to scoop, so we were 3 prizes up, so and we had the Pyro active, so I can completely understand him scooping there. Looks like he felt we were playing, well, slow playing a little bit, but I don't really feel we were slow playing all that much, if at all. I felt I played the game relatively quickly, wasn't taking my time with decisions where it wasn't necessary. But either way, some people's slow playing is the same as some people's sort of normal playing, so I guess it's different in different people's eyes. We're going to go for another game against Wasted Sky Pirate, who is going to be going first, I think. We've got the Litleo to start, and he has... Well, we don't have another basic. He may have 1, he may have 2. Yeah, he's got 2. Looks like we're going to be playing against Metals this time. This could be interesting. I haven't played the... well, I've played a little bit against Metals. I've played 1 or 2 games against Metals. The main thing I've actually tested against is Virgin, just to see how well the deck does against Virgin. And it's by no means an auto win. If they can take out the Pyroars before you can, with G Booster, before you can get more than 1 set up, then they can really steamroll sometimes. I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding an Ultra Ball and an N, grabbing the Seismitoad EX. We do have both the Pyroars in the deck, so that's useful to know. I'm going to throw down that Seismitoad, attach a double colourless, and hit the switch into the Seismitoad, and then Juniper. We are going to lose a double colourless due to that, but I'm okay with losing that 1 double colourless if it's going to mean we're going to be able to Quaking Punch this turn. I'm not going to bench the Mewtwo down simply because a lot of Metals actually have a resistance to Psychic, so I'm not going to bench that down because I don't see it being too useful in the game overall. He's going to... I'm going to Quaking Punch, locking him out of trainers. It looks like he's going to evolve into Bronzong, and then go for a Juniper, discarding quite a few cards. A Dialga, a Spiritomb, and a Jirachi. he's going to get that second energy for his own Quaking Punch, meaning that he's going to be doing Quaking Punch to us as well. But we will win that prize exchange considering we attacked first, so providing we keep using that Quaking Punch attack, we should be okay. I also have the Pokemon Center Lady in hand if he wants to, when Seismitoad gets up to 60 damage. I think I'm going to Lysander the Bronzong up here, just to stall him a little bit and mean that he has to attach retreat to get rid of this Bronzong. And if he can't do that, he's going to lose. He's going to lose a Bronzong to it. So there's no reason really not to attach Lysander the Bronzong here. He's going to waste some attachments if he wants to be able to retreat this thing out. So I feel that was a sensible play, especially as we had no real other supporters that we could use that turn. I'm going to attach a second to Litleo, and we do have trainers again. I'm going to VS Seeker, grabbing that Juniper back, I think. But I'm not going to use it this turn. Just in case he can retreat into the Seismitoad and knock out or start Quaking Punching again. I know I've got to draw support for the next turn. But I'm just going to continue Quaking Punching, locking him out of trainers, hopefully keeping that Bronzong active, meaning that he can't really do much to knock us out. We're going to draw. He did have to draw a pass there, so that's not nice at all. I'm planning on using that Juniper this turn, so I'm going to computer search away some of the dead cards in my hand. And he's actually going to scoop the game as well. So I feel like we've probably got enough time. We get a mystery box. Hopefully, I like these because you can sometimes get packs in them. Looks like this time we got 25 player tokens. But looking at the time, I'm going to try and get one more battle in. Hopefully we can get a whole battle rather than a battle that's only sort of 1 or 2 turns long. But if not, I might call the video after this battle if it's just the same sort of thing happening, and I might give the video another go another day to see whether we can get another set of 3 sort of longer battles. Both videos will obviously go up, but we will see. I'm going to start with the Seismitoad and bench the Litleo at the same time, just because there's no real reason not to. And it looks like we're going to be going up against Manectric Yveltal. This is something I definitely haven't tested the deck against. I haven't done any testing against Manectric Yveltal whatsoever. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup, I think. Luckily, the Manectric doesn't have weakness on the Water-type Seismitoad, but it could still prove a problem because Manectric does a lot of damage for a low energy cost. He's going to go for an N and throw us into a new hand, which I'm not feeling too bad about, considering we did actually get the double colourless for the Quaking Punch this turn, and we only had a Fire Energy at the end of last turn. I'm not going to Juniper or N, simply because I want to keep these 2 Pyroars in the hand, just to be able to evolve them next turn. And he's going to go for, well, I'm just going to go for the Quaking Punch, hopefully locking him out, and locking him out of being able to do much next turn. Hopefully he doesn't N us as well, so we do get to keep these 2 Pyroar in the hand. Looks like he's going to bench Jirachi and Stellar Guidance for a Juniper, so we're pretty safe from the end this turn, meaning that we are going to get to evolve both of these Pyroars. It did look like he had the N in hand, so he just chose not to use it, which is fair enough. He's going to be doing a big chunk to the Seismitoad, but that doesn't bother me too much, considering we are going to get both Pyroars evolved. I'm going to attach to the Pyroar with the Intimidating Mane, and then Juniper away one of the NG and the N. Gets another hand of 7. Hopefully something to do next turn as well. I think I'm going to throw down that Mewtwo just to show him that I do have the ability to do big damage if he wants to stack up a Yveltal as well. And then I'm just going to Quaking Punch again, just to keep locking him out of these trainer cards and hopefully slowing him down quite a bit. He's going to go for, well, he's going to attach to the Manectric and then knock out the Garbodor, taking two prizes. The Seismitoad, sorry, taking two prizes. I was just about to say I haven't actually seen a Garbodor from this player yet, so I'm hoping he doesn't have the Garbodor line, meaning that Pyroar will be able to sit up in the active and just continuously take knockouts. That would be very good indeed. I could VS Seeker here, grabbing the Juniper, but I think the sensible play would actually be to N. I'm hunting for that double colourless. It's going to lower his hand down to 4, and I'm hunting for the double colourless. Unfortunately, we do miss it, meaning that we're not going to be able to attack the Yveltal this turn. We are going to get the Muscle Band on, but like I say, we won't be able to attack the Yveltal this turn. But unless he has a way of getting around that intimidating main, he's not going to be able to do any damage to us either. So I'm feeling okay about what we've got at the moment. Yeah, we also lowered him down to a smaller hand size, so hopefully it's stopped him a little bit. He's going to go for the Muscle Band on the Yveltal, and unless he's got a supporter, it looks like he will probably be passing this turn. He's actually going to evolve. That makes sense. He's going to, rather than pass the turn, he's going to evolve into the Mega Manectric EX. I'm pretty sure that counts as an evolution, so that will be able to one-shot the Pyroars. So it is important that we grab another Pyroar relatively quickly. We do get the double colourless, so I'm going to attach the double colourless to the Pyroar. And I'm actually going to Lysander up the Manectric. I'm going to Ultra Ball away a Juniper and a switch to grab another Litleo, since I'm pretty sure we might be seeing this Pyroar go down this turn. But we are going to get 110 damage off either way, meaning that that Manectric is a little bit softened up for another attacker later on in the game. It looks like, yeah, he's going to get that second. He's going to go for the Professor Letter to get the second energy, and probably attach one to the Manectric to be able to knock out this Pyroar. And then he's going to Juniper away the other energy to benefit from Turbo Bolt. He's going to attach a couple of tools and then probably Turbo Bolt. I think that's what it's called. Yep, Turbo Bolt. Does he have 2 energy in the discard? He's only got 1 energy in the discard, so he will not be able to attach 2 energy from the discard, but he will indeed be able to power up that Yveltal a little bit more, or perhaps power up one of the other Pokemon on his bench. He's going to go for the Darkrai. That's interesting. And I'm going to I'm actually going to throw up the Mewtwo. I'm going to draw, and I'm actually going to get the Pyroar this turn, which is incredible. That's a really nice thing to grab this turn rather than next. We're going to get the Muscle Band, and I'm going to attach it to both Mewtwo and Yveltal, meaning that we can knock out this Mega Manectric this turn, because we can computer search away an Enhanced Hammer and the Toad. Grabbing the double colourless and attaching it to the Mewtwo and taking out the Mega Manectric EX, meaning that there is now nothing on the field again that can take out the Pyroar. We are 3 prizes, well, we're now 1 prize behind. We were 3 prizes behind, but considering there's nothing on the board at the moment that has the ability to take out the Pyroar at all due to its intimidating main, I'm feeling okay about being a couple of prizes down, well, still a prize down at the moment. I'm hoping we can still sort of pull a comeback off and be able to take 6 prizes here. He's going to promote the Baby Yveltal and Hypnotoxic Laser. Now that is something that could knock out the Pyroar, considering it's only attacks that Pyroar is not affected by when it comes to basic Pokemon. So we will have the chance of being hit with Hypnotoxic Lasers. He's actually going to mention Golden Zekrom. That's pretty impressive. After chorusing for 5, or yeah, 5, not 6. I'm going to go for the Ultra Ball here discarding the enhanced hammer and the other Ultra Ball. I'm pretty sure that I saw the Jirachi in the deck. Yes, I did indeed. So I'm going to go for the Jirachi, bench the Litleo, attach the Muscle Band to the Litleo, and then go for the Jirachi, searching for a Professor Juniper, and then using the Juniper to grab another 7 cards. I'm going to attach the double colours to the Pyroar on the bench, and we do have the Pyroar in hand to be able to evolve next turn as well, which is nice. And then I'm just going to X-Ball for 80. We're going to take another 10 damage for poison, but that's okay. Because we're going to be able to take out this Yveltal next turn if he wants to leave it up. And he is... we do have the ability to take out that Jirachi when we want as well. With the Flare command from Pyroar, we can just attach an energy and catch it up out of nowhere. He discards a Mew. That's interesting that he plays Mew. That'd be a really good card to take down the Mewtwo at the moment, actually. Going for another Manectric, probably getting ready to Mega Evolve, since we've got a Pyroar ready and waiting. He does actually take out the Mewtwo this turn, leaving it at 1 prize. So I'm going to send up the Pyroar, and I could either attach... we could knock out this Yveltal EX this turn, actually. Yeah, I'm going to attach the energy to the Pyroar, evolve into the second Pyroar on the bench, and then end him down to 1 card. There's nothing I really need off this end, as long as I have a way of getting an energy next turn. We do have the energy in hand, so we will be able to Scorched Fang next turn as well. And discarding that energy on the active will actually do enough damage to knock out the Yveltal, meaning that we've only got to take 2 prizes now, which is really nice. We also have the Lysander in hand, and we get another one off the prizes to be able to capture up that Jirachi EX on the bench if we need to. He's going to draw another card. That late game end could have been what saved us from going down, especially if he didn't manage to grab the second Mega Manectric. He probably plays a 2-2. He's going to attach an energy and VS Seeker. If he has a Juniper, then that's pretty scary. He does indeed go for the Juniper, getting another 7 cards, so the late game end wasn't as powerful as first predicted, but there may still be a chance of him not being able to do much damage this turn. He's going to Ultra Ball away to grab the Mega Manectric and use his turn to evolve into the Mega Manectric, meaning that we can indeed attach to the Pyroar and then Lysander up that Jirachi, being able to take 2 prizes on it. Discarding that energy. We don't even need to discard the energy actually, but I've done it now. To knock out the Jirachi and take the last 2 prizes. And win the 4th game with Pyroar. I'm glad that was a full game, and I really felt that game made Pyroar work a little bit more, especially compared to the other 3 and perhaps the Virgin that was in the analysis the other day. But yeah, that was definitely the best game of all 4 of them. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to call the video here. We've got 3 pretty short games and then 1 quite long game against a really interesting deck, perhaps one that will be featured on the channel at some point, if either me or Joe can get our hands on Manectrics and Mega Manectrics. But bar that, thank you for watching. I've been Jack from Omnipoke, and just before I go, make sure you check out the tournament winter tournament sort of announcement video that was up probably before the video before this one. It's sort of outlining the winter tournament that me and Joe are going to be holding, the first of hopefully a pretty regular feature. There will be prize support. It's all explained in the video. 32-man tournament. There's no sort of entry fee or anything, and there is prize support for the top 4. So make sure you go and check out that video. I'll perhaps link it in the description if I remember to, and hopefully that will be a good start to what we would like to be a regular feature for the channel overall. But yeah, about that, like I said, I've been Jack from Omnipoke, and thank you for watching.